Tarot Honey Buns, it's Ethany, and today I'm going to be sharing with you some ways that you can use and incorporate the tarot into your daily life and spiritual practices. And as with everything I share, take what resonates with you and leave the rest. So before I get kind of into it, I just want to show you the two decks that I'm going to be using for examples, because I'm sure people are going to ask me. So the first one is the Line Strider Tarot. I've taken out the certain cards I want to talk about by Ciolo Thompson, who is a Seattle artist and a total babe, and someone that I have got to know very well over the last couple of years. I have both editions of this deck. And the next one is the Tabula Monday, I hope it's Tabula Monday Tarot, which is a new one for me. So I wanted to kind of have a couple of different decks. This is a Thoth, Golden Dawn, tarot, whereas the Line Strider is more on the Rider-Waite-Smith. So I've got both perspectives. So those are the decks that I'm going to be using. So your goal with daily tarot practices may be to learn and or deepen your knowledge of the meaning of the cards, or it could be that you want to use the tarot for contemplation. The tarot and your relationship with it is completely personal. It may be a tool that you work with without any spiritual connection with it at all, or it could be a companion on your lifelong spiritual journey. So the first way is morning draws. So you wake up with birds singing like a freaking Disney princess. You float to your glorious altar, makeup and hair perfect, and you pull a card for the day and meditate on the energies for 20 minutes before you begin the rest of your perfect day. For most of us, this is not the way we start our days. I wake up to a toddler whose first words are usually, I'm hungry. So my daily draws are sometimes done after breakfast. But what can morning draws be good for? You don't have to climb out of bed and do it straight away. Morning draws can be a way to see what energies are in store for you for the day ahead. So it can be more of a divinational vibe. Or you can ask something along the lines of, what energy do I need to be aware of today? Or what lesson am I learning today? In which everything is all about intention. So whatever your intention is for using daily draws, then let that be your intention. You can leave the card on your altar if you wish, or put it back in the your deck. So say, for example, you have a pretty, you say, what energies do I need to be aware of today? And I picked the Four of Cups. So for me, that would be about just being mindful. If I picked that, it would be about me being mindful of my emotional energy levels. Like, am I dipping throughout the day? Am I feeling apathetic about anything? Do I need to kind of have an attitude adjustment? Have I woken up on the wrong side of the bed? So these are ways of which you can use to realign yourself, or even just to kind of be aware and present during your day. So the next one, which is just at a different time, are nightly draws. So it kind of works the same way, but this can be more of a reflective practice. You could also ask about the next day, or ask about the meaning of something that happened during that day. So what was the lesson in store for me today? Or what energies was I being asked to look at today? Or what's going to happen tomorrow? So it really just depends on how you want to phrase that to the tarot. One of the great things about doing daily draws, either night, morning, or in the middle of the day while you're having lunch, it is that you get to know your deck well and can apply it to real world experiences and people. So if you had the King of Pentacles show up in your daily draw, and then you happen to go into work and there's a new work colleague who is exactly like the King of Pentacles, then when that card comes up in a reading, and a lot of people struggle with the yellow court cards, you can go, oh, okay, I know someone who very much reminds me of this King of Pentacle energy. This is how this person is. Does that resonate for you in someone in your life? So something like that. That's how you connect the tarot to real world happenings. The third way you can use your tarot for daily practice is invoking the energy or archetype. This is one of my favorite ways to work with the magic of the tarot. Let's say you have a big meeting at work or a presentation that you would like some good vibes for. You can pull the tarot card that aligns with giving you a boost of courage or, gives you some success vibes, and use that energy and that archetype to aid you during the day. Leaving the tarot card on your altar, or even better, having your tarot talisman with you in your purse or wallet, may give you a connection and the confidence that you need to. So some examples for this, now these aren't all in exquisite order because, is say that you have some legal matters or you're going to court. Justice is a great archetype and a great energy to bring in. Just make sure you aren't actually in the wrong, because justice is not going to be a friend just because you call it in. Justice is the natural law of things. So you may want to check in with your karma before you invoke this one. Just saying. A presentation. If I was going to be doing a presentation and I was looking for an outcome, I've done presentations for new software systems, I've done presentations for projects, I would bring in the magician. He is the manipulator and the manifester of the cards. He brings thought into form. He is the one you want on your side if you're going into a presentation. Likewise, if I'm going traveling somewhere, there are a few cards that I like for travel, but I really like the Chariot for travel, especially I used to do a lot of driving for work to remote sites. So the Chariot was always very good for me, making sure that my energy, that I was focused, that I was aligned, that I was going to be safe, so I could use the Chariot. I also have a Garnet Ganesha that I would have in my car. And let's see if I could find this guy, because last time I couldn't. That's the Chariot in the Line Strider Tarot. And, you do really have to bond with the imagery that you're using, or you don't have to, but I kind of like I wouldn't choose a card that I go, ooh, like a repulsive when I'm working magic with it. And then an exam or something around school, or a test, I would use the Hierophant because he's connected to institutions. So when it comes to working with magic and when it comes to working with energy, we all do it in different ways, but I can give you an example of how I would do it, just so you can adapt this to your tarot practice if you like. So let's bring our magician. So I would take the tarot card that I want to use, and I would take it to my altar. I would light my spirit candles. So my candles I have for the goddess and God, and then one for my ancestors and my spirit guides. I would concentrate on the card and call in the energies of that card. I'm working from a very witchy perspective here, but you can ask your angels or your guides, or just use the collective consciousness energy of that particular card. When we associate things that become bigger than ourselves, we can call in that energy, we can connect into that. Some of us like ritual or need time to visualize with it. Others will be able to connect quickly. It really depends on your level of practice and the way in which you like to work. There is no right or wrong way. So I would take the card, I like holding them in my hands. I would visualize myself being confident and, getting the outcome that I want, and I'd really feel it. I'd get as crystal clear as I could in my mind's eye. And then I would, say what I need to say, close that out by like, so mote it be. And then I would take this with me. I wouldn't scrunch it in my bag. I'd probably put it in my presentation file, in my notes somewhere. And don't forget, I've had things fall out of tarot cards fall out of very interesting places. But that's how I would do it. And then I would, at the end of the day, I would pop it back in its deck with the rest of its family and thank everything for all the assistance. So another way to work with this, which is my fourth offer for tarot daily practices, is protection or reflection of an energy. So this practice works the other way around. So say you're having an issue with someone at work. Just wanted to make sure we were recording there. I've done that. I've talked for like 15 minutes and I was like, oh shit, it wasn't recording. You can bring some bullish energy like the Knight of Swords in, but it'll probably make matters worse. You know, putting fuel on the fire, so to speak, or air on the fire with the Knight of Swords. This is where a whole lot of love is a much better idea. You could choose the Queen of Cups. So who have I got in here? Oh yeah, she's good too. She's good too. So there's 3 queens. Well, well, I guess she is a queen too. For once in my life. Okay, so you could use the Queen of Cups, who I call my healer. Or, oh my God, this Empress card gets me so, like, I love it so much. Or the Empress. Or even the Queen of Pentacles to ground it in love. My kind of like my earthy, witchy woman. And then put love around yourself so that there is no energy there to get agitated against. So really like checking in with your own vibe, but also to change your view on things. Compassion is highly underrated and a very powerful energy. Then you can work with the Queen of Cups or any one of these lovely healing vibrational cards to heal the connection or disagreement and send this person love. I know this can sound like some new age hippie stuff, but fire needs a fuel. You can choose what fuel you throw on it, or even if you don't want to partake in it anymore. If you like some protection, bring in a protective figure. So we've got a few protective figures. You could have the the upside down, the King of Pentacles, who can be quite a protective figure. The Emperor, the Emperor. And this will all be personal, right? Like I have a really good relationship with my father. I'm sure this may feel very different to people who may not have a great relationship with their father. But for me, this would be a very good protective energy. Also the 10 of Pentacles, even though this one is the Thoth and it's more about wealth, in a lot of cards you see a family in a safe place. So do whatever feels right for your situation. I do recommend that you read a little bit about the card too, specifically from the guidebook if you have it, or the resource of the deck if you have it, because there could be a symbol in there that the artist has put in this that you could use as a further talisman. It is taking it a step further, but it can be very, very good. So like I haven't had this tabula mundi for very, very long, but this is so symbolically rich. You know, there's pomegranates in there. There's keys. There's, oh my gosh, I can't believe I'm forgetting what that's called. The Star of David, 2 Star of Davids in there with the with water and fire. Then we have the moon and the sun, water and fire as well. So there's a lot there that you could go deeper with that. The 5th offer I have for daily tarot practices is journaling. For those of us who like to write a lot, journaling is great because you can do it any way you choose. You can write about your day using the cards as an inspiration for art, poetry, fiction writing, etc. You can draw a card and start to channel, right? You can make your own tarot grimoire, handwriting your personal meanings with a special deck. The only suggestion I would have about journaling in general as well is not to censor yourself in your journal. There are a lot of places and spaces where there are not a lot of spaces and places where you're free from judgment or correction. Make this one of them. Do yourself a favor. I suggest you check out some awesome journal entries from Tiferet Tarot, who has shared some incredible pages of his tarot journal. I wish I was that talented an artist. And my final offer for daily tarot practices is a meditation aid. So the tarot can be an excellent tool for meditation. There's an exercise that I have for my students at the Tarot Reader Academy that gets them to enter the card as a way to understand them and enter into a relaxing state for contemplation. Sometimes we need something to focus on in order to relax. Now, I know that might sound a little silly, but I'm one of those people. by using the card as a focus point, you can see things that you maybe have missed before in the cards. I like to use it as a meditation tool to quiet my mind. It's, I can just sort of go into a place of contemplation. And the fire is the same way. Like a lot of people get very entranced by fire, and fire meditation and fire vision seeking is quite powerful. So it's sort of the same thing. You kind of enter this like phasey, non-focused, hypnotic realm. So these are just some examples for how you can use the tarot in your everyday practice. So how do you use the tarot? Do you do it every day? Do you do it every day? Every day? Do you have any specific rituals or favorite ways of utilizing this awesome tool? I would love to hear from you all. And again, thank you so much for watching.